What's going on, Crimson City? My name is Crimson CBAD, bringing you guys another Showdown live. We're venturing back into the RU tier. I know RU and NU tier with this team that is by Captain Universe. Features Mega Camerupt. It is being suspected in NU right now. That is not the team that we're looking at today. Here's the team we're looking at today. Mega Camerupt absolutely borked with the sheer force ability, boosting things like Fire Blast, Earth Power, and Ancient Power off of that 145 special attack stat. That's absolutely nuts. Next up here, we do have Poisonium's Vileplume, which is specially defensive, Giga Drain, Sludge Bomb, Strength, Slap, and Growth. Really interesting set that I saw showcased a while back that I really do enjoy. Next up here, pretty standard Xatu, in my opinion. Psychic Roost, U-Turn, and Dazzling Gleam. We're outspeeding things like Pangoro, knocking it out with the 52 special attack investment. And then the rest in just HP and defense. Rocky Helmet and Roost do help us a lot to chip things down like this. Next Pokemon, Scarf Togepi D with the Lightning Rod ability, Zing Zap, Iron Head, U-Turn, and Nuzzle. I truly am actually going to change this to Wild Charge just for the extra oomph. Next up here, pretty standard Vaporeon, defensive Scald, Toxic Wish, Protect. And then the last Pokemon on the team, Life Orb, Calm Mind, 3 attack, Comfey with Draining Kiss, Calm Mind, and HP Fire. I really like this team. I had one victory with it, so that means it's good. So if you guys are excited for another Showdown live, show some love on that like button down below. Of course, make sure you guys follow me on Twitter, Twitch, and Instagram. We are going up here against a team I'm pretty sure I've seen used recently, actually. I want to say that's Specs Guzzlord with Scarf, Passimian, Life Orb, Comfey, pretty standard other three. So looking at his team, Scarf, Passimian here does lead off pretty well against my team. What I want to do here is I want to lead off with Camerupt, actually on the Rhydon. So Rhydon doesn't appreciate an Earth Power. I'm going to go to 65% through Eviolite, which is absolutely nuts. So we are going to be able to actually take this thing out. I'm going to go for a Fire Blast in case he does want to go into Cryogonal or Xatu on the... I didn't even Mega Evolve. Wow. I would have probably knocked him out. LOL. I'm going to go on ahead and Mega Evolve and go for the Fire Blast here in case he does want to go out into the Xatu or the Cryogonal on there and see how he wants to go. I'd love to play a game without rocks if that is the case. So I'm going to play like it is the case and we're going to go for there. He's probably really confused. I really wonder what would have happened if I would have done that. So he actually does go Xatu. I'm going to Mega Evolve and get this Fire Blast off. That's going to be doing big damage. Xatu's gone, which means we're looking pretty nice. Cryogonal does come out. Cryogonal can just freeze dry. Cryogonal is actually a problem for this team looking at it. I'm going to go on a Togedemaru here, actually, on the Water Pulse. Very interesting. Did not see that coming. I will U-turn. Water Pulse. Okay. I mean, I'll take it. It does prevent it from being walled by things like the Incineroar. So Simeon does come out. I hit myself with Confusion, which sucks. Xatu's pretty good. Xatu's why I have this thing around for the Passimian in case he does want to go for a close combat. Goes for the knockoff, which is pretty safe. He's going to take a little bit of Rocky Helmet damage here. However, this does allow me to just go out into my Vileplume here and click the Strength Sap on something. Getting a little bit of the recovery back. Can go out into the Cryogonal. It goes out to the Rhydon, actually. That's fine. We're going to make sure this thing isn't doing too much to us. Unless it is speed invested, this Giga Drain should knock it out. So we are playing a game without rocks, thankfully. Cryogonal comes out here, and truthfully, I have a Vaporeon here. I am just going to go for the Acid Downpours. The Freeze Dry does come off. It's not going to be enough to knock us out, but I'll click the Acid Downpour anyways, and we're going to be able to do over half to the Cryogonal. There is an actual Ice move coming out now, at which point I will go on ahead and sack my camera up too as the Freeze Dry comes out. I have a Togedemaru that's looking pretty free right now, actually, to just come in and click Iron Head. So that is the case. However, I feel like Wild Charge might be a better play. I'm just going to go for Iron Head because I don't want to go for Wild Charge to give myself additional recoil to lose to Comfey. So Iron Head I feel like is the safest play. It hits everything neutrally. If he like goes into Guzzlord because he's a legend, then I don't want to lock myself into Wild Charge against that thing. I'd rather be grabbing as much damage as possible. I don't feel like this thing should stay in, but it does. He does give me the Cryogonal. That's another huge threat out of the way, which I'm 100% okay with. So the next Pokemon coming out here is Scarf Passimian. I do outspeed this thing, so I'm really curious how it wants to go about this. I will go into Xatu in what I anticipate to be a close combat. I do live that very handsomely, and what I can do now is just click Roost here on the Guzzlord coming in. I have Dazzling Gleam, which will be able to do some significant damage here. I'm faster in every known universe, so I'm just going to go ahead and click that. I love Shiny Guzzlord, by the way. I don't know if you guys know that. Guzzlord's one of my favorite shinies. The Dazzling Gleam coming off this thing is going to be doing some nice damage. 68%. Does go for the Sludge Bomb. I'm anticipating perhaps maybe COMFEY to want to come in here. I can't roost that off, but what I can do is just go on ahead and click U-turn. What do I want to do with this? I'm just going to Dazzling Gleam here. I can't roost. I'm not going to take another Choice Spec Sludge Bomb. Passimian does come in. Passimian gets to click Knockoff pretty freely. What I want to do here is just roost on the off chance he U-turns or on the off chance he doubles. Knockoff comes out, that's fine. What I can do here is go out into Vileplume, and I can actually just Strength Sap. The COMFEY coming in, which is cool by me. I will get some residual recovery here, about 28%. And now what I can do is actually growth up alongside these Calm Minds. So my Sludge Bombs are doing just as much. Keeping the Poisonium Z around would have been great here. Goes for the HP Fire, which is obnoxiously strong. However, I can just go for the Strength Step here, get a little bit more of my recovery back, and I will just click Sludge Bomb here as another HP Fire comes out. I like the damage that this, I like where this damage is at right here, so I will go into Togedemaru and click Iron Head, because I have a feeling between COMFEY and this. So actually switches out. I'm going to get 39% off on that Passimian. What I do want to do here, we've seen Knockoff in close combat. I am going to go out into my COMFEY here on the close combat. That was, I feel like that was my best play overall. And then I will go on ahead and I want to go back out into Togedemaru very badly because this thing can still win. I'm going to switch out my Togedemaru here. That was the correct play. I didn't want to allow his COMFEY to come in and start going for that again. And what I can do here is just Iron Head this thing. Just go for the Draining Kiss. A crit probably would have done big damage to me. However, I do believe an Iron Head will be able to put this thing down. The Passimian does need to lock itself into a move. I can go for Iron Head here. I also have a 30% chance to flinch as he locks himself into close combat. It ends up forfeiting. So that was a really solid game. I felt like the only way I could have played that better was maybe the Z with my Vileplume a little bit better. Now here's a very interesting team with Vivillon and Houndoom and Aerodactyl. So I really like my opponent's team quite a bit, if I'm being completely honest with you. Leads could be Aerodactyl or Passimian. I feel like could be a pretty good lead. In all honesty, Camerupt is a pretty solid lead against my opponent, as he actually leads Clawitzer. Okay, time to pick my sack. I am going to go out to Vaporeon. That was a great prediction by him. Shiny Clawitzer, there's another one. Reminds me of Dr. Zoidberg from Futurama, which is probably one of the most underrated shows in my opinion. Now, what I can do here is double out into Camerupt. He stays in. I'm assuming that Specs Clawitzer. Okay, cool. So it actually goes down to Aerodactyl. It's fine by me. What I can do here is just Mega Evolve and go for the... I'm just going to go for the Fire Blast here. As he gets up his own rocks, that's fine. We're going to do about 60%. We don't snag a burn, obviously, because of sheer force. There's an Earthquake coming out. Actually, Zatsu would have been a great play there. Zatsu would have been the tech. Because now I do have to play with rocks, unfortunately. However, I go for my own rocks. Earthquake comes up. That's fine. I'll go for my own rocks. I'm going to go out into Zatsu here on the Earthquake. And I'm just going to roost off any damage that he wants to go for here. Coincidentally, I can also just U-turn as he does defog the rocks away for me, which is really, really nice, which does allow in my... With this does allow in my Togedemaru to come in, and I see no Zing Zap switch-ins, truthfully. I see nothing, not a thing. Coincidentally, I can also go for Iron Head. I like Zing Zap. I'll go for Zing Zap. I'll get rid of the Aerodactyl. What does that force in? Zing Zap technically forces in maybe a Scarf Houndoom. And even Scarf Houndoom I'm faster than, which is really nice. Forces into Decidueye. I do have here a Mega Camerupt. I also do have a Vileplume, which really isn't threatened by this thing, I feel like. Unless he goes for the Sinister Arrow Raid, which I'm just going to Strength Sap away. Is that what I do here? No. I'm going to go on a Camerupt here on the Sinister Arrow Raid. I don't see Camerupt doing too much for me anymore, unfortunately. I love Camerupt. I think it does do really good at wall breaking. However, it doesn't do exactly what I need it to do. And I go on to Vileplume right here. I can just start going for a Strength Sap. The Spirit Shackle comes out, which is super unfortunate. However, I am going to be able to get some recovery back from this thing, which is nice. And I can go on ahead and just Strength Sap one more time on the Swords Dance. There is a +2 Spirit Shackle coming off. I'm just going to go for the Acid. No, I'm not. No, I'm not. I'm going to Strength Sap. No. So if he goes for +4, I'll bring him down to +3, which at that point knocks me out. I'm just going to go for the Acid Downpour here because I live the +2. I don't want him to knock me out the next turn just based off of that. So I think this is when I toss down my Acid Downpour on this thing. We've seen Spirit Shackle. We've seen that. Houndoom actually comes out. Interesting. Because that does great damage. I'm 100% okay with that. I'm so okay with that that I'm just going to Giga Drain on the Dark Pulse. As it's a flamethrower. That's fine. And your Life Orb too. So I could have actually gone out into Vileplume. So maybe misplayed there. But I'm okay with how that played out. Now, he can pretty freely click the Spirit Shackle, do all that whole thing. Vileplume is still good against nothing. I'm going to Strength Snap here. And if the Shadow Sneak didn't do enough damage. So we know almost his entire set, which is fine. I do want to go into Vapor. No. This wasn't the play. This was not the play. This Sidra is going to give me a little bit of some trouble here. I'm going to Wild Charge a few times. I don't think it's the play either. Oof. Okay. I am going to HP Fire. Your Fire switch in is gone. Shadow Sneak does 44%. HP Fire is doing a lot of damage. However, not as much as I want it to. Another Shadow Sneak is coming off, so I will switch out Nazatu for the Rocky Helmet damage. As he just goes to the Spirit Shackle. Okay. Oh, that's not what I wanted to do. Draining Kiss, maybe? Please? Draining Kiss, please? Oh, and I do knock him out with the Draining Kiss, which is really, really awesome. So I don't know if he forgot about the triage ability necessarily. I do see the Vivillon here, which is going to be annoying. However, I will Draining Kiss you for half. Sleep Powder? Sleep Powder comes out. That's unfortunate. I'm going to burn a turn of sleep here trying to go for a Draining Kiss. I'm going to burn one more turn of sleep here trying to go for a Draining Kiss. I'm going to burn one more turn of sleep here trying to go for a Draining Kiss. I do wake up. I do 28%. Energy Ball comes out. Okay, I do believe this is the beginning of the end. I don't know if I misplayed and I'm capitalizing. I think my opponent might have anticipated me to go out into my Vaporeon. However, this does give me a little bit of... Oh, the Gunk Shot actually came out. Very interesting. So what I do want to do here is toss off a Toxic if the Clawitzer decides to come out, which it does. Cool. Because what I can do here is I can stall this thing out so I know Giga Drain knocks it out. Simeon should go down. I feel like. Oh, yeah. Ooh, Simeon might not go down, actually. I need to get a little bit of damage off on Simeon really quickly. I'm going to wish on the Dark Pulse as Simeon does come in, which is fine by me. There is a knockoff or a close combat coming in. I'm going to go for Scald for damage off on this thing because then Comfey does clean up with Draining Kiss into Giga Drain on the Clawitzer. Gunk Shot comes off. Again, anticipating perhaps the Comfey to come out. I'm going to get some big damage. Now it is in range of the Draining Kiss. I will just keep tossing off Scalds because at this point... Actually, I see no reason not to wish. I see no reason not to wish here. And truthfully, just to get this most damage off on this thing as I can, what is Comfey doing to the Clawitzer? Giga Drain doing 67 to 79. All right, we are in the end game, ladies and gentlemen. I can click Scald. I wait for Vaporeon to go down. If Vaporeon doesn't win the game by itself, then the Comfey does. So I'm 100% okay with that. Comfey's putting in the work. Comfey gets the thumbnail for this time around. That's going to go down. That's fine. I can go out into Comfey here and just click the Giga Drain. We will knock that thing out. It's unfortunate that I actually take more damage from my own Life Orb right there, but Simeon's going to come in. Simeon is going to go down to the Draining Kiss. I'm going to go ahead and toss up GG really quickly. Unless that was like not Scarf and Roselli Berry or something like that, but we'll go on ahead and win that game. 2 games in a row. We're doing better on the NU ladder than we did the first time around, which I'm okay with. I want to see if we can keep this train rolling. This is a nice team, and I think this is why I like playing games that aren't always OU, because you do get to see a lot of interesting teams. So we probably have like a Double Dance Kingler here, or at least Agility, Life Orb, Sheer Force Kingler. I want to say Banded Cinchino. I want to say Hyper Offense featuring Steelix. And with Hyper Offense featuring Steelix, I'm going to lead off with Camerupt. And I am going to click the meanest of all Earth powers that this team has ever seen as U-Turn comes out. So, what would you want to go into? Comfey. Interesting. Comfey's not going to like this. Comfey's not going to like that at all. And it's leftovers. So I'm going to Earth Power again. I resist Draining Kiss, so I'll just go ahead and take your Comfey. And we get 3 in a row, baby. I will take that. We're 12-20 on the ladder. Woo! Shooting on up there. I'll take it. Let's see how many wins in a row we can get with this team. And it's not even, it's featuring Mega Camel. Mega Camel's not doing anything. This, however, is going to be interesting with Slush Rush Beartic on there. I love Xatu in this game. Love Xatu as a lead personally. However, the idea of Abomasnow as a lead versus my Camerupt really gets me excited to come in and click Sheer Force Boosted Fire Blast. As Simeon does come in, I will just double out into my Xatu on what I anticipate to be a U-turn or an Earthquake. So I'll U-turn on you as you go out in a Rhydon. Because what this does is this gives me my... What does this give me? Does this give me Comfey to start winning the game? I want to say yes. I'm going to click Calm Mind in this thing's face. I am absolutely going to Calm Mind in this thing's face. As rocks 2 go up. At this point, I'm going to click Calm Mind one more time. Swords Dance. Alright, so I'm going to click Giga Drain here because I've had enough of you. So we do play with rocks, which is unfortunate. However, Abomasnow does come in. Now, here's the thing is that I am 1 point faster. You're taking an HP fire to the face, sir. So Abomasnow's down. Beartic probably comes in. And if Beartic comes in, I click Draining Kiss. And hopefully take whatever you want to go for. Bub. Goes for Icicle Crash. Oh, that doesn't even knock me out. That's unfortunate. That is very unfortunate for my opponent. I'm going to Draining Kiss one more time. We are still in here. Vileplume comes out. That is going to be unfortunate because I am pretty much back to where I started. But I do get to click HP Fire here on this thing. Which is going to be some good damage. Almost knocking it out, actually. So, Sleep Powder. Really interesting play there. Going to Giga Drain back a little bit of recovery here. However, I have a Camerupt that wants to come in and pretty freely click Earth Power now. That is exactly what I'm going to do. You can go out into your Blastoise if you think that is the play. But I think... Oof, Comfey just putting in... Comfey's on the thumbnail. Comfey is Comfey on the thumbnail. Strength Sap? Okay. It's going for 53. I mean, you can Sleep Powder one more time. What I will do is I will go out into Xatu here. On the Sludge Bomb. That hurts. However, Psychic does good damage. So I'm going to click Psychic here on the Vileplume. Vileplume's gone. Now, what can come out is the Passimian. Blastoise. Passimian comes out. I'm going to Roost here. Because Passimian's going to take Rocky Helmet damage. I think Xatu's done his job. He'll take a little bit of Rocky Helmet, which is fine by me. We still do have Scarf TogeD in the back. Scarf TogeD in the back looking very good against this team. In fact, I have no qualms about coming in and just clicking. I want to click here. I'm just going to click Zing Zap on the Passimian coming in. I do get good damage off on that thing. I do have a fully defensive Vileplume, which will take the Earthquake that this thing I assume wants to go for. As he doubles out into Beartic. So, good play. I have a Vaporeon, though. I don't want to say he can break through Vaporeon. Yeah. Yep, especially because I can just toss up a Wish on his next attack, too. On the Superpower, that's fine. He'll go down to his own Life Orb recoil. I'll get my leftovers, and I do get my Wish back after this. So I'll be at full, actually, at this next turn. Which, again, like I said, I don't think he can break through. You're not Mega Blastoise. I'm going to toss off a Toxic and completely underestimate your abilities. You just toss off a Toxic, too. So this is looking pretty free for TogeD to clean up in the background. Togedemaru and Comfey are just absolutely, if they're not If they're not S tier, yeah, I think he's kind of resigned. He just called it a Vaporeon. If Togi D and Comfey are not already S tier within this tier, oh, you have refresh. That's adorable. That's absolutely adorable. Are you going to go for it again as I click Toxic? Yeah, you are. And I will go on ahead and wish. I'm just going to get, yeah, go on ahead and forfeit. Is that 4 in a row? 4 in a row for the boy, the kid, the young god? I'm okay with it. I'm okay with it. Seismitoad's not here? Interesting. Okay. What do I like in this matchup? Call Mine Comfey again. Absolutely Giga Drain, HP Fire, Draining Kiss, Draining Kiss, Draining Kiss. Looks really, really good. I love Camerupt as a lead. I think he will lead Seismitoad, which makes me lead my Vileplume. As Seismitoad does come out, that does give him the Incineroar, so what I do want to do is Strength Sap immediately on what I anticipate to be the Incineroar coming out. That way his Flare Blitz isn't doing too much to me. And then I will go on ahead and Acid Downpour on the knockoff. So that's not going to be doing too much. That's fine. Acid Downpour is going to be doing a lot to you, though. 63%. I will just Strength Sap back if you decide to go for a Flare Blitz. I anticipate that I can live that. No, that's -1, and I'm not defensive. I'm especially defensive. Hold on, hold on, hold the phone. I'm going to go Vaporeon here. I'm going to go Vaporeon on the Dhelmise. That was a great play by my opponent, actually. That was a fantastic play by my opponent. Now, an Anchor Shot can come out. I will go Camerupt here, because Camerupt pretty freely gets to click buttons right now. One of those buttons being Fire Blast. However, he does have a Seismitoad that can switch into this, so I'm going to go for Earth Power on Seismitoad coming in. That's what I figured was going to be my best shot here. Get huge damage off on this thing. Now, this thing is absolutely faster than me, but I don't anticipate he will go for a Scald with a Vaporeon lying around. Actually, as he does. What I can do right now is actually just Dazzling Gleam on what I'd almost anticipate. I'm going to Dazzling Gleam on what I'd anticipate to be the Incineroar, as he's just going to Scald again. That's fine. And then I can actually Roost here. I'm going to Psychic here. I need to get this thing out of here. Dazzling Gleam's not cutting it. Psychic's going to give me that extra oomph. If he goes Incineroar right now, it's a fantastic play. But I am going to get that Seismitoad out, so I don't play a game with rocks. The unfortunate part of this is that something comes in and knocks out my Xatu. That's the unfortunate part here, but I do get to play a game without rocks. I still do have my rocker in the bank. He has a spinning option in Dhelmise, so that is something to keep in mind. I'm going to U-turn on what I hope is a Calm Mind. And I know I say hope because that sounds weird, but that does give me Togedemaru to come in and click Iron Head. And you're not Life Orb, so I don't anticipate you'd be too offensive here. And Iron Head is going to be able to knock it out all the time. So they're great because they're offensively synergistic with each other. However, the is this where I sack the Xatu? Is this where I sack the Xatu? This is where I sack the Xatu. They're offensively synergistic because Special Comfey obviously can't deal with the things that Togedemaru does. However, the things that Togedemaru does help with, and I keep him out of his range if he's a berry. Oh no, he wouldn't be berry. Yeah, no, they just I don't know where I was going with that. They do just very synergistically help each other out. I do believe Draining Kiss is enough to knock this thing out right now. I also feel like U-turn is pretty free as well. I'm going to go out in a Togedemaru, and I'm going to U-turn, and hopefully that does 21% to Incineroar unintimidated. I do want to be careful about Vikavolt if that is like an agility set. It is naturally faster than my Camerupt, so you got to be careful. This might be the one that we don't take home, but I will play to the best of my ability and hopefully be able to take it home. So we'll see how that goes. We will see how that goes. But in the meantime, I will go on ahead and U-turn on this thing. I am getting tired. So this will probably be the last one. Unfortunately, no, we don't. No. Rip. I'm going to go on a Comfey here. And the knockoff happens. Actually, knockoff helps me out. I'll go for Draining Kiss now. That's unfortunate. Togi D, you let me down. I wonder how well Adamant Scarf would be with this thing. Oh, interesting. So, I do have a Vileplume here that pretty much helps out with you. A strength set for the recovery. You do Anchor Shot me, so now I Sludge Bomb because I'm pretty sure I can 1v1 you unless you have Toxic. You're giving me my Vileplume back, which is fine. Because now I can start clicking Growth. Yeah, I don't know if this is the play by my opponent. I'll strength step one more here as he goes for the Shadow Claw. Yeah, now I start tossing off some Sludge Bombs and start doing some big damage to Vikavolt and to Heliolisk here. Again, especially because I'm getting that recovery back off this, I don't know if this was the play. Heliolisk does come out. It's not going to appreciate a Sludge Bomb. And that's a crit. That crit definitely mattered. I have not invested. I do think, I think the Dolomites definitely wasn't my opponent's best play. Vikavolt does come out. I have no reason not to just click Sludge Bomb. Bug Buzz can definitely come out, of course. I am faster. I do not snag a poison. Bug Buzz does come off doing 44% to me. I can go on ahead and just click Sludge Bomb one more time to weaken this. As another Bug Buzz comes off. Vileplume also put in a ton of work here. Now with this, I can pretty freely go into Togedemaru and just Iron Head my way to victory, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, no, they're just really great synergistically. If anybody's watching this is familiar with like the tiering in NU, I think they just perform very, very excellently with each other offensively. And cool, so now I can just click Zing Zap and flinch you to death. Because nothing else you go for. Do you have Earthquake? Like, what would you have? Like, what would you have? What do you have? 76? Yeah, I go on you and I click HP Fire. And that's going to be the whole game. That's 5 in a row. That's 5 in a row. That, woof. Well, if that is 5 in a row, I will take that. I will take that. Ladies and gentlemen, if you guys have enjoyed this live, definitely show some love on the like button down below. This team is absolutely fire. I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. I hope you guys have enjoyed this. Make sure you guys are following me on all social media, Twitch, Twitter, and Instagram. Check out the Volt White Nuzlocke that's going on in the description down below as well. All that being said, I want to remind you guys to be great and do great. I'm going to let this outro bang. I'm going to talk to you all soon. Later.